Navigating the holidays as a mom can feel like a lot. And then when you add on being a homeschool mom, there's a whole nother level of stress and pressure, all the things that you need to do that maybe a school might do for you if your kids were in school. The crafts and the activities and maybe the concerts, the parties, all of these things that you are in charge of. And there can be a lot of pressure. Like you want to make this a great and memorable holiday season, right? Well, I want to give you some tips on how you can simplify and still have a wonderful holiday season with your kiddos at home, but not feel stressed about it. Still have fun, still make memories, but not feel all of that pressure to make it perfect. If you're new here, hi, my name is Jess from the blog siloandsage.com, and I am a homeschooling mom of 5 boys. My oldest is 18 in his senior year of homeschool high school, and my youngest is 9, and I have kids all the way in between. And I have been homeschooling the whole time, so I have been through a lot of different seasons of homeschooling through the holidays. And I've done it a lot of different ways, and sometimes it has been stressful. So let me tell you about the things that I have done over the years to just kind of have a calm and peaceful homeschool holiday season. Now, the first thing that I will tell you is don't stress about your regular homeschooling routine during the holiday times, especially during those weeks leading up to and right after the holidays, whether you're talking about Thanksgiving or Christmas or New Year's. Give yourself a little bit of a break from your regular schedule. You need it. Your kids need it. It's okay to take a break. Now, this doesn't mean that you need to stop all learning altogether, but you don't need to keep to the regular schedule that you've been doing all year long, especially if you are hosting holidays like family parties and holiday events, or you are traveling and you have to get to someone else's house for the holidays. This time it's going to eat into your kind of everyday regular routine. So you need to have some time that you can just kind of chill out. You can kind of relax and you can just let things be a little less regular. I know everybody loves routine, but you need to have some time to pack if you're traveling, to make meals, to plan things, to decorate, to clean. You need to have time in your schedule to just relax and to prepare for these upcoming holidays. So don't stress about your schedule, okay? Now, if you have older kids, they probably can continue to do some of their, regular independent learning. Maybe they have online classes that they need to be doing, or they have, math books or whatever. They can probably be doing a lot of things on their own without you really needing to be involved. If you have younger kids, it's okay to pause. It's okay to take a break. It's also okay to kind of do a minimum viable day. So what I mean by that is what's the bare minimum of what you feel like you need to get done? So maybe that's math, Bible, reading. Maybe that's what you're going to do. You're going to say, okay, every day during the week up to Thanksgiving, that's all you're going to do. That's okay. You can do the minimum of what you think needs to get done in your day to feel that that was sufficient. And then you'll have a bunch of space and time in your day to do all of those other things that you need to do to get ready or to prepare or whatever you need to do for the holidays, or just to not feel like you're super duper stressed out. Now, some of the fun of the holidays is doing those holiday things, right? Maybe you have craft things you want to do, or you want to start making Christmas presents, or you want to decorate your house for the holidays. These are all things that can be part of your homeschool day. So maybe you plan a Christmas craft or two, or a Thanksgiving craft. Are there Thanksgiving crafts? I'm sure that there are. I don't ever do Thanksgiving crafts, so I don't know. I'm not really crafty. I like art, but I'm not really a crafty mom. So don't come to me for tips on the crafty projects to do. You can Pinterest that thing. So you can plan as part of your homeschool day, you can plan those special Thanksgiving crafts. Maybe you want to make a gratitude tree. Have you ever seen those where there's a tree outline and you put little leaves and everybody writes things that they're thankful for and you put them up on the tree. Like, you can do things like this as part of your homeschooling day because this is learning, right? All of this, the cutting and the gluing, that's great fine motor skills for your younger kids. Talking about gratitude, that is a whole learning experience. And writing things out. All of this is part of your homeschooling day, even if it doesn't fall under your official lesson plans. But my favorite way to celebrate holidays and to bring in these kind of like special and memorable activities is just to read seasonal books. So I always keep my seasonal books separate from all my other books. I have a big home library because I love books. If you're new here, I love, love, love books. And I love to have a big home library. But I like to keep the seasonal books separate so that they are more special when we bring them out again for, whether it's the summer books or the autumn books or the Christmas books. I want them to feel exciting and special when we bring them out again. So as the seasons were shifting, I brought out our autumn books, but I kept the Thanksgiving books separate. I did not bring those out yet until we got closer to Thanksgiving. So we're about, 2 weeks, not quite, maybe a week and a half out from Thanksgiving. And so I brought out the Thanksgiving books. So I wanted them to feel special again, right? Even for my older kids who have probably seen these same books every year, though every year I try to add at least 1 or 2 new books for each season when I can. But I brought out the Thanksgiving books knowing that in this time leading up to Thanksgiving, especially the several days before Thanksgiving, because we are hosting Thanksgiving at our house this year, and I want to have some downtime. I want to have time that's out of our regular schedule, that isn't, that normal week. So every year when I pull out the seasonal books, they feel special. And we can use these as kind of our holiday school for the week. Now, even though I have high school, middle, and elementary kids, all my kids love when we bring out the seasonal books. They will all find themselves gravitating toward the fall books when I put them out. I have this special shelf that I always put the seasonal books. And even my older kids, I see them picking up the seasonal books every single year. Maybe they're not going to read quite as many as they did when they were 9, like my youngest, but it's fun to see them, kind of remembering these books, or when I do have new books, they want to see them too. So as it comes closer to Thanksgiving, I'm also got my hair, bringing out the Thanksgiving books too. So what I do with these then is, I have like the actual like nonfiction books about Thanksgiving that help us to learn about the story of Thanksgiving, right? Like what actually happened, the history of it. And then I have some other books that are maybe more like fiction around Thanksgiving time. Like I have one called Thanksgiving in the Woods, and it's just like a story about a family that has Thanksgiving in the woods every year. I found this one this year and I love it. It's called Thank You, Sarah, and it is about a woman who saved Thanksgiving, the woman who got Thanksgiving as a holiday in the United States. So I take these books, and with my younger kids, so my 9-year-old is really kind of obsessed right now with the seasonal books. He's really loving all the fall books. He's read through them. He's already asked me for the winter books because he told me the weather in Wisconsin feels too much like winter to be reading autumn books. So we are probably transitioning very quickly here to our winter books, but we're not quite there yet because we got to read the Thanksgiving books first. So what I do with our seasonal books with all of my kids is I take these and I use them as our language arts lessons. Like these are the basis for the language arts lessons. So yes, even my older kids, even my high schoolers, we read through these picture books and then we do language arts lessons based on the picture books. Now, this looks a little different for my 9-year-old than it does obviously for my high schoolers. But how this works is I will take this book and I will look through it and I will find different concepts that I see inside these books. Now, in this one, Sarah writes letters to the president. So we might write letters to someone. Maybe we write letters to someone in government or a local official, or maybe we just write a letter to someone that we know and say thank you for something. We can do it in a lot of different ways. Some of these books also I will take and I will use the literary concepts. So maybe there's a lot of similes and metaphors in the book. And so then we're going to learn about similes and metaphors. Maybe a book has a lot of really wonderful adjectives. So we're going to learn about adjectives. We're going to practice writing really descriptive paragraphs. Now, this is actually exactly what I do inside my paragraphs and picture books program. And this guide, I have several different versions of it. I have the original version, paragraphs and picture books. There's a summer version, an autumn version, and soon there will be a winter version. So some of these books, like this one, I've got a bunch of autumn books. They're in the autumn edition of paragraphs and picture books. So this is exactly what I do inside that guide, where I take these books and I show you how to use them to teach literary concepts, other language arts skills to your kids of all ages. Now, I actually have a free list of our favorite Thanksgiving picture books and a couple sample lessons from paragraphs and picture books, the autumn edition, that are a couple of Thanksgiving books. There, I think, are about 4 Thanksgiving books inside the autumn edition, and I took 2 of those lessons, made them free for you guys. I will link that down below and you can go over and you can download that totally free. You'll get our list of some of our favorite Thanksgiving books, including this one that I was showing you about Sarah. Thank you, Sarah. And some other books that we love for Thanksgiving. And you can get those free Thanksgiving lessons below. So check that out in the description, and I will also link it in the pinned comment as well. So that is definitely my favorite way to incorporate holidays and learning together during the holiday season. It doesn't have to be elaborate. It doesn't have to be complicated. I'm not developing these huge holiday lessons. I am just using the picture books, keeping it simple, keeping my peace during the holiday season. Another really simple thing to do during the holiday season is copy work. If you don't know what copy work is, it's literally what it sounds like, copying. So it might be a poem, it might be a song, it might be scripture. You're just having your kids copy it. This is a great way to practice spelling and punctuation, to learn scripture, learn to memorize verses, to memorize poems. And then you could even recite the poems. It's a great way then to incorporate different things that are seasonal. So maybe you choose verses on gratitude and thankfulness. Maybe you choose poems about autumn or about Thanksgiving or Christmas. Like, these are super simple things that you can do. You can even add art to this. We did this all the time when my kids were little. We would copy poems about the nativity, and then we would draw a nativity scene on the paper. So we were combining art, copy work, spelling, handwriting, poetry, all of these things together as we were learning, but it was a little outside of our normal everyday homeschooling activities. Now, since there are also lots of parties that happen around the holidays, whether you are hosting them or someone else is hosting them, you might need to write some invitations. Even if you can send a text, and you probably will be sending a text to invite people, you can still have your kids write an actual invitation. I think this is just kind of a long lost skill that I don't want my kids to not know how to write an invitation to someone, right? And it's just a great way to practice writing, spelling, punctuation, all of those things, especially for younger kids. But even for your older kids, it can be just a special way, because who doesn't love to get something in the mail, right? It can just be a special way that someone can say, hey, I'm thinking about you. Just teaches your kids, hey, we don't just have to text people things. We don't just have to send an email. We can actually invite people through the actual mail. And if you're not inviting someone to something, someone is probably inviting you, or maybe they give you a gift, or maybe they bring you something to your house when they come to your house for a party, and you need to send a thank you note. That is definitely a long lost skill, writing thank you notes. And I think it's really important that our kids know how to do this. So teach your kids how to write thank you notes and incorporate that into your holiday school time. Now, when it comes to Advent or like the preparation for the Christmas season, as a Christian, this is a really important season for me and my family, but I don't like the stress of feeling like I have to check it off a box in order for this to be special, right? I don't feel like I need to make this big elaborate Advent calendar. I have done that before, and sometimes that's fine. But there are definitely seasons and times of my life where I do not feel like I need to go all out in Advent. So we keep it pretty simple most of the time. Sometimes we just do a really simple Advent devotional. And we just do it on the days when we remember to do it. I don't stress about if we forgot it. I don't worry about it so much because it's not a big deal. It's just an Advent devotional, right? It's not the end of the world if we miss a day or two. Sometimes we might catch up or we might do 2 days in a row. I've done a lot of different Advent devotionals. I don't really have like an all-time favorite, but I do love, I'll put a picture of it right here, but we have this spiral countdown that uses a candle from the Keeping Company that I really love for counting down to Christmas. But we've done so many different versions of Advent devotionals over the years. I will link to a page on my website where I have all the different Advent devotional resources and all the different, all the Advent resources that we have done. I will link that below in the description if you want to check out all the different Advent resources that we have used over the years. But the ones that I am excited about using this year, there are 2 different resources that I'm going to be using. I have the Advent Story Collection from Beautiful Feet Books. This is a digital resource you can print out. It basically has different books that you'll be reading, including All Creation Waits, which is one that I really love, that story. So what it does is it has you do a different reading each day, and it tells you what to read, the book and a passage in the Bible, and it gives you different suggestions for serving. It gives you maybe different activities to do. Super simple. Like this is literally one day and this is day 2. Super simple. If you miss a day, it's not a big deal. You can always skip it if it feels like too much that day. And that is really like my biggest suggestion for any type of, Advent thing that you're doing is don't stress if you skip a day. It's okay. I also really love, like I said before, those seasonal books. Now, I will be coming out soon with my Paragraphs and Picture Books Winter Edition, but in the meantime, you can also go and download. I have like just a 25 books countdown sheet that you can use on your own using any books that you have. It's just like free winter and Christmas book lists to give you some ideas. Many of those books will be part of the Paragraphs and Picture Books Winter Edition. But the other resource that I am using is this, looks gigantic because it kind of is, this Advent calendar from Usborne. I'll show you what it looks like inside. It has, this is really awkward and hard to do on the camera, but each day it has like this little tiny book inside. I really think my 9-year-old especially is going to love this. So it has a book every day. They're like classic stories like The Nutcracker, Princess and the Pea, just tons of like little, well, there's like 25 because it's an Advent calendar, Jess. But there's a bunch of like, every day you get a little story to read. And it's just so simple. And that's what I love about it. So you don't need to make it complicated in order to have a great holiday season, a great Advent, a great Christmas time. You don't need to do a super special Christmas school. I know a lot of people talk about that. And honestly, I have never heard of Christmas school until the last like 2 or 3 years on the internet. It's literally something that someone made up as an influencer. As a homeschool mom, you do not need more stress. Now, if you like the idea of doing Christmas school, there are a lot of different curriculum companies or influencers who have programs that you can do. Or you can do something really simple like the Beautiful Feet books, like reading through winter books or Christmas books. You can do the Paragraphs and Picture Books winter edition. You don't need to make it something super complicated where every day you're doing this elaborate craft and you're doing this like elaborate meal or this big special whatever. It's okay to keep it simple. Now, if you like doing all those elaborate things and that is really fun and it brings you joy and you don't feel stressed about it, then definitely do it. It's fun. It's exciting. You can also just incorporate like one Christmassy or holiday thing into your schedule. So maybe like one day you go see the Nutcracker and then you don't do anything else really out of the ordinary all week long. And then one day the next week, you, I don't know, go to a Christmas tree farm or whatever. You can do one activity a week or, one singular activity a day. It doesn't have to be stressful. It doesn't have to be complicated. And it doesn't need to be an official Christmas school curriculum. The other tip that I have for you for this holiday season to just kind of help you chill out and help you remember that life skills really shine during the holiday season. So like I talked about before, prepping your house. If you're having people over, you're going to need to clean your house. These are life skills your kids need. If you're making food, whether you are hosting or not, you're probably making food, whether you're making Christmas cookies or you're making a meal to bring someone or you're making a meal to bring to a party. You have a lot of life skills that you need to be passing on to your kids. Teaching them how to organize Christmas gifts or how to make gifts for others or how to budget for Christmas. So hospitality, inviting people, being generous, cleaning the house, hosting, cooking, baking, all of these are life skills that are very practical at the holiday season, right? Budgeting, keeping within the boundaries of a budget, finding people and places to serve in your community. These are all wonderful life skills that you can be teaching your kids during the holiday season. So just remember that not all the learning needs to be academic. So when you feel like you need to just kind of chill, you need to kind of pause, you need to relax the homeschooling, you're still learning. Your kids are still learning. You're still teaching them valuable skills during this time of year. Now, when you are slowing your schooling down, it can be important for you as a homeschool mom to kind of refresh yourself, right? So maybe you're traveling this holiday season. Maybe you're taking a big, long pause, break on your schooling and you're, having like no schooling at all, but you feel like you need to be refreshed. You feel like you need to be supported and you need to get that like renewal for the next year. I want to invite you to join my membership, the Literary Lounge. Now, right now, as I'm recording this video, my quarterly memberships are open. They're obviously only open every quarter because they're quarterly. Now, my annual memberships are open all the time. So any time of the year, you can join as an annual member. But if you want to join as a quarterly member, now is the time. So right now, this is the week before Thanksgiving. Now the quarterly memberships are open. So what is the Literary Lounge? This is a membership for homeschooling moms, homeschooling families, where you get supported. You get regular live monthly calls with me where you basically are getting group coaching from me. You get my resources and my expertise and my experience, and we just get to talk about things that you're struggling with or questions that you have. You get access to the Lit List, which is a curated book list. Now, these books are for all ages, broken up by different subjects, fiction, nonfiction, different topics and age levels. So you're getting vetted books that are not inappropriate for your kids, They are books that we actually have on our shelves that I know that you and your family will love and that you won't feel bad bringing them into your home. You'll get PDF resources like ebooks and guides like Raising Readers in a Screen-Filled World. We talk a lot about how to navigate screen time and books, how to create a family culture of reading or building a home library. These are all resources that you get inside the Literary Lounge. Plus, I actually record an exclusive podcast called In the Margins for my members that nobody else gets access to any other place. So if you like these YouTube videos, you will really like the Literary Lounge because you get access to that podcast. Now that's all available for all members, but there's also a VIP membership where you get access to all of my language arts resources and some of my courses. So you get access to every edition of Paragraphs and Picture Books, Play Your Way to Reading, my Read, Think, Write language arts program for middle and high schoolers. There are so many resources in there. It's over $400 worth of resources in the VIP library. It's crazy. So if you want to get in on the quarterly memberships, now is the time. If you happen to be watching this video later, it's okay. You can still get in as an annual member or go to the website, siloandsage.com/join, and you can always get on the wait list if you want to wait for the quarterly memberships to open up again. So I hope that you will take these tips that I've given you and you will just relax this holiday season. You won't feel stressed. You won't feel like you're running around like a crazy person, that you will feel like you can actually enjoy your holiday season with your kids, not feel like you have to make it something special just for the sake of making it something special. Just make genuine memories with your kids. Enjoy yourselves. Read books together and just be their mom during this season. Don't stress out about checking the academic boxes because you have lots of time. So if you have any tips for how you make your holidays special while not stressing out, please leave them in the comments because I know we can all learn from each other. Well, I will see you soon in another video. And in the meantime, keep cultivating your home, friends.